This ogbono soup recipe is going to change the way you cook your draw soup forever. Stay with me and watch till the end. Hi my people, my name is Mo. Welcome back to the channel. Let's get into it. The protein I'll be using for this ogbono soup recipe is beef, that's cow meat. I washed the beef thoroughly with salted water. You want to rinse it multiple times until the water runs completely clear and there is no trace of blood left. Blood left in your meat can affect the flavor of your soup, so please do not skip the step. You don't have to use beef for this recipe. You can use goat meat, chicken, turkey, or assorted meats, whatever you prefer or have available. The cooking method stays the same, just that you have to adjust your cooking time depending on how tough your meat is. I also want to mention that washing your meat with salted water is not just about cleaning it. The salt helps draw out the impurities and residue of blood in the meat. In my pot, I added the washed beef, seasoning cube, salt, and Uziza powder. I gave it a good stir, covered it, and let it steam on low heat without adding any water for about 20 minutes. This dry steaming method is one of my favorite ways to cook meat for soup. The beef releases its own natural juice as it cooks, and that becomes the foundation of your soup base. It gives your ogbono soup a much deeper and richer flavor than if you just boil the meat with water straight away. After 20 minutes, I added enough water to finish cooking the meat properly. I covered it again and let it cook for another 30 to 40 minutes until the beef was fully tender. Now, Uziza powder is made from dried Uziza seed, not the same as Uziza leaves. It adds a warm, peppery depth to Nigerian soups, and it is one of the things that makes this ogbono soup recipe stand out. If you cannot find Uziza powder, you can substitute it with a little black pepper or Cameroon pepper. That works well as well. I will also be using dried catfish and stockfish for the soup. I normally clean my dried catfish and stockfish with hot salted water, but today I'm using cold water and salt, and both methods work perfectly fine. But my people, I need to be honest with you here. Please take the cleaning of your fish seriously. If you are buying catfish and stockfish from the market, I mean dried catfish, the process of smoking and drying it is not always done in a clean environment. Some people dry their fish directly on bare floors that are full of sand and dirt. So please take your time and clean them properly. For stockfish especially, by the time it gets to you, it can already be harboring insects inside it. This is exactly why I usually soak my stockfish in hot salted water first. The hot water and salt help to loosen the debris and deal with anything hiding inside the fish. Please do not skip the step. After cleaning, make sure you debone both the catfish and stockfish properly before adding them into your soup. I'm also adding locust beans to this soup. Locust beans, also known as iru or dawadawa, add a deep, rich umami flavor that seasoning cubes alone simply cannot give you. This particular batch I had today was not the cleanest, so I washed it about 7 times. Yes, 7 times. I'm also using Pomo. I had mine already pre-cooked with salt and seasoning and stored in the freezer. This is a great kitchen hack. Cook your Pomo in bulk, freeze it, and just bring it out and cut it to sizes whenever you are ready to cook. Our beef is well cooked now, so it is time to bring everything together. I added the stockfish into the pot, followed by the Pomo, cleaned catfish, locust beans, crayfish, and pepper. I'm using dried blended pepper for mine. It gives a deep color and a robust heat to the soup, but if you prefer fresh pepper, go ahead and use it. I also added a little more Uziza powder at this stage. I gave it a good stir, then added more salt. You can adjust the seasoning to your taste. Then I added more water. The amount of water you add here is important. It determines how thick or how loose your final ogbono soup will be. I do not want mine to be too thick or too watery. I want it somewhere in between. Think about the quantity of ogbono you are going to use and how thick you want your soup, and adjust your water based on that. I cover the pot, let everything cook together for about 10 minutes so all those flavors could come together properly before we add the ogbono. My people, if you're finding this helpful so far, please tap that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new recipe. Let's prepare our ogbono, and this step is very important. There are different methods people use to dissolve ogbono, but I use this particular method to prevent lumps. In a separate pan, I added some palm oil and let it melt on low heat. Once it was fully melted, I immediately removed the pan from the heat. Then this is the key. Do not leave the pan on fire after the oil has melted. Turn off the heat first, then add the ogbono powder into the warm oil and stir until it is fully dissolved and smooth. There is another method that works just as well. You can pour the ogbono powder into a container, then pour the warm melted palm oil over it and stir. Both methods give you the same result, a smooth, lump-free ogbono paste ready to go into the soup. 10 minutes later, our soup base is ready and it is time to add the ogbono. This part is critical. Make sure your soup is actively boiling when you pour the dissolved ogbono in. Pour it in while it is boiling and stir immediately and continuously. The combination of heat and constant stirring is what prevents lumps at this stage. After stirring it in, let the soup cook on medium heat for about 6 to 10 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes. Stirring frequently and you will see it begins to draw and thicken. Now, my people, different types of ogbono behave differently. Some will start drawing almost immediately once they eat the boiling soup. Others take a little longer, about a minute before they begin to pull. The ogbono I used to date took a while to draw, and you can see that it is not the very drawy type. It is a moderate draw, and that is okay. Every batch of ogbono is different. Just make sure you buy your ogbono from a reputable source. If your soup is too watery at this point, quickly dissolve a little extra ogbono in warm oil and stir it in. It will thicken up. And if your soup is too thick, add a little hot water and stir. Always use hot water, never cold, so you do not shock the pot and create lumps. I'm using Uziza leaves and saint leaves for this soup, and I really love this combination. You can use either one on its own or both together like I'm doing in this video. You can also use ugu leaves or bitter leaves, and honestly, you can skip the vegetables entirely. Sometimes I enjoy my ogbono soup plain without any leaves at all. So tell me, are you team vegetable in ogbono or team plain ogbono? Let me know in the comments. After about 8 minutes of cooking, I added the chopped uzizas and saint leaves. I stirred everything together gently and turned off the heat. You do not need to cook the vegetable further. The steam and the residual heat from the soup will finish the cooking. If you prefer them cooked a little more, you can leave the pot on the heat for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Overcooking vegetables make them lose their color, their nutrients, and that fresh flavor that makes the soup vibrant and alive. I'm pairing this ogbono soup with eba made from yellow garri. And let me say this boldly, for me, eba is the best swallow for ogbono or any draw soup. The way the ogbono stretches and wraps around the eba, oh my god, it's differently. But I know some people will disagree. Are you team eba or are you bringing out your pounded yam, semo or something else? Tell me your own best combo in the comments. Let's settle this debate. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who loves Nigerian food. Drop a comment below and tell me what is your favorite swallow to eat with ogbono soup. And if you are new here, welcome, subscribe and join the family. Thank you for watching, my people. I'll see you in the next one.